our first installment of the House of Kung Fu's Yin Iron Shirt, Iron Body Qigong. Okay. Now, if you read in the description, right, the Iron Shirt Qigong was made famous by a famous Qigong master named Mantak Chia. Okay. Now, in my opinion, right, even though I have never tried his Iron Shirt, okay, from some of the reviews that I've read, okay, that version of Iron Shirt, I would say, in my own words, that is more for civilian health benefits, right? Whereas the Iron Shirt that I am the lineage holder of, okay, that was passed down to me from my Sifu, all right, and from his Sifu, which is Fimanong, okay, of the White Cloud Shaolin Temple, right? We have two versions, okay? And also, our Iron Shirt gives you warrior attributes, okay? Now, just because they are warrior attributes, try not to solidify and cement them as just warrior attributes, okay? Because you could take those warrior attributes, all right, and fit them into any category of life, okay? That's why sometimes if you read Kung Fu stories, they talk about finding a kung fu master or practitioner from the way they walk, right? From the way they sit. Okay. You can tell when somebody is trained. Okay. It makes your whole life easier if you have warrior attributes. Okay. Now, when I say warrior attributes, I'm not speaking of the attributes that you would find in like boxing or kickboxing, okay, or MMA, right? What I'm talking about is the ancient warriors of old, okay, that we all hold in reference, okay, the ones that were on the battlefield, right, like in 300, okay, those type of warrior attributes is the ones that I'm speaking of, okay. So let's get started with the Yin Iron Vest, all right. Okay, let's start with the Yin Iron Vest, okay. Now, as I said in the last clip, there are two, right? There's the Yin and then there's the Yang, right? We are going to start with the Yin Iron Vest first, okay? Only because the Yang Iron Vest is, I would say, pretty painful, all right? But I don't want to say painful as in like tightening your muscles or the type of pain that you get when you do like a bunch of push-ups and sit-ups, lifting weights or things of that nature, okay? The type of pain that I'm speaking of or strain, okay, is more of the energetic level, I can say, okay? Because we're not tearing muscle fibers, okay? What we're doing is working with the fascia network, okay? So it's going to be a different type of strain that you are going to be used to, okay? So your goal in this is not to tighten up at anywhere part of your body at any time. This is why having a Qigong background is paramount for this type of training, okay? Now, if you want specific sets and reps, how to really transform, okay, you'll have to purchase, okay, the full premium version. This is just an introduction into the movements, okay? All right, so let's get started, all right? Now, what you want to do is you always want to prepare your chi body, okay? So what that basically means is sometimes before we start training, it's all up here. Okay, what you want to do is you want to put it, okay, in your danti, right? Never know what's going on when you start training. Okay, so that's why it's important to do this. Okay, and it also makes it easier to take the strain. okay? Because it's not up in the chest, it's in the head, right? So what we'll do first, this is from Northern Shaolin. Push down and breathe out, all the way out, breathe in. Coordinating the breath movements has a lot of great benefits, okay? Oh, and after you do that, you're going to put your right hand on top of your left. Even though this is the left, looks like. Try to put your right hand on top of your left. Do it, right? Now, let's begin with the preparatory. It's up, breathe into the stomach. Good. Now take your hands and make fists, put them at your hip bone sides. Open your hands come up on your toes, push down, breathe out. And breathe in at the same time, roll up. Right. Okay. Show that again in real time. In, breathe out. In, breathe out, breathe in. Okay. Good. You can also do this to prepare yourself for running or any type of physical exercise. It'll make it that much more easier. Okay? So let's begin with the first movement of the yin iron shoulder, the tree huggers pose. Okay. Now, the squats, before I get into that, you're going to be in one stance the whole time for this one. Okay. The yin iron vest is more for rooting. Okay. Whereas the yang, you do have different stances and movements that you go through. Okay. So the type of squat you're going to do is you're going to just not get in a deep squat. You're just going to bend your knees right to where you hit that tension mark, where you're like, ah. Okay, so if I'm standing straight here, a little bit past shoulder width apart here, okay, my feet are pointed forward, okay. Always going to be a natural curve in the lower back, okay. You don't have to unnecessarily tuck your tailbone in, okay. Just want to make it natural for right now, because a lot of the stuff, as far as internals and all that jazz, will happen very naturally when you do this, okay. So right here, it's going to bend. Put your hands like so, okay. Fingertips open. You're gonna put them right in front of your chest here, okay. Try not to breathe in through your chest when you do this. Try to put the breath right here. And if you can, try to breathe with your whole body instead. Okay, and I'm just gonna hold this. Show you the side version. Okay, you can see the circle here. It's not so close and it's not so far out. It's about right here, almost like you're carrying like a jug, okay, or you're giving somebody a hug, okay, a tree, or hugging a tree. Tree huggers pose, right here. And you're just gonna hold this, okay? And you're gonna do that for 30 seconds. Very simple. Now, like I said, in the premium version, when you start to have pain, you like strain in your legs, okay, I will teach you how to eat the pain and swallow it. You can literally learn how to eat pain, okay? So that way you will have unlimited amounts of stamina, right? It's one of the secrets they do in Shaolin, how they're able to do like the next step and nails. They'll lay on the bed nails and hit it, hit the, like I have a board right here, and they'll break the board. Okay, you learn how to prepare yourself for pain, and you can actually eat it. Okay, and it'll go away. So it's really mystical and crazy, but it's true. Right? So you're just gonna hear. Hold that for about 30 seconds. Right? Great. Let's get into the next one. Right? Do the tree huggers pose. Okay, you're going to take your hands, your arms, and you're gonna kind of clasp them together. Okay, and when you clasp them together, Try not to tighten up. Okay, and like I said in the premium version, I will tell you go through step by step as far as the neck, the pecs, stomach, and the back. All of that is concerned when you do this. Okay? Right now, I'm just going to go through the movements. So after here, you immediately go right here. Now, when I'm, what you may see sometimes in Mantak Chia's iron shirt, which is okay, you may see them go completely perpendicular. Okay, ours is about 45, and you can see the difference which you'll get from right here, from right until right here. Okay, so you're going to be at a 45-degree angle. So right here, okay, and you're still in that same spot. So from right here, my legs don't change. Okay, and you're going to try to bring them together. So you can hold that for about 30 seconds. Okay. Now, it's called the golden turtle. Now, immediately, you're going to shift to right here. Right now, you see where I put my hands? It's almost like a football. I'm wearing a football jersey too. Florida, by the way, and this is where we're at. Okay, so it's almost like a football hike, right? So right here, this is called the water buffalo, right? And my back doesn't change. The angle doesn't change. Okay. Now, what you want to do with your fingers and your arms, okay? Because you're extending the arms, you don't want to tighten up the fulcrum ring, okay? And you want to make your fingers extend past the groin, okay? So basically, you're not reaching to the point where you're in degree mode of tension, okay? But you're reaching enough to where you have a stretch and you feel a toughness, okay? Don't make it dead. You're not going to feel anything. Try to stretch it a little bit, okay? So you can feel this coming here. Okay. Now there's a science behind this. Okay. In the fascia network, okay, you have just like in the channels, you have 12 channels, but you also have 12 different fascia. They call them strings. Okay. And I do have a proposal. Okay, upon request, upon monetary request, which will come with the premium version if you decide to buy it, or you can purchase the breakdown of the science of this in Western anatomical terms on request. Because there is a science behind all of this, okay, that can be broken down in Western terms. So on 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay, now try to relax. This is where it gets tough. It starts to get tough a little bit. Okay, like I said, if you want a step-by-step breakdown, how to relax each section, each movement, okay, you'll have to purchase the premium version. Do the next video. All right, so after you do the iron bridge, okay, you're gonna do the first set. There are two versions of this, okay, of the golden the gold. It's called hold the golden iron, right? So basically, what you're doing is now if I open up my hand, okay, you see this here. Okay, what I'm gonna do is it's almost like an eagle claw. Okay? And you see the first top of my phalanges here. I'm gonna bend them. Okay. Now I'm not doing this to a degree of where I'm tightening my hand per se. Okay, so I'm right here, right, like so, just like an eagle claw. Right. When you want to do this, remember you're not tightening up. Now again, if you want the detailed version of how to do these movements, okay, you have to purchase the premium version. Now I'm doing this. Okay, it's not all the way horizontal, bringing it forward. So if I'm out to the side like this, it's totally horizontal. Bring it a little bit forward. Okay, so if you have to do this in counting to seconds, okay, by one Mississippi, you're gonna go one Mississippi, two Mississippi, right here, okay, where it can hang. and feel it hanging in your lats almost. Okay. Now again, in each movement of these iron shirts, okay, each movement will be able and should be able to be done with a mode of relaxation. You hold a certain posture, should be you should be able to hold it with no tension before you start moving. Okay, even when you're not moving. Okay, or like in this exercise. Okay, so again, so I'm still in the same stance, bringing forward here. My palms are up. Okay, you're gonna hold this for about 30 seconds. Very simple. Okay, and then you're gonna turn it over. Now remember, each time you're coursing through these movements. Okay, you're not taking a break. Okay, so you move from right here. Okay, that's the goal. Okay, here, 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 here. Okay, it's all sequential. Okay, I don't want you to get up and walking around. That's the goal. Okay, so right here, and immediately now when I turn this golden urn down, I'm turning it from the hands, not turning it from the arm to where my elbow flares up. Okay, so if I'm holding it with the palm up, all I'm gonna do is just turn my palm down. Okay, and again, there's no tension, especially right here in the fulcrum where the forearm meets the bicep. Okay, it's the same. Okay, now again, there is a whole science about which fascia neck is targeting and the attributes that you're bringing, that you're building up. Okay, in the proposal that I read. Okay, it'll come with the premium version. Okay, but if you want it separate, okay, that would be a pound request. Right? Very simple. Here and then here. Okay, let's get to the next one. Okay, now where we turn the boys to men and the girls into women. All right, let's do this. Where the phoenix washes its feathers. Okay, whole iron shirt is about the phoenix. Okay, and we know from mythology. Okay, when phoenix is associated it's about the rising phoenix. Okay, about the phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, this whole form, this whole iron shirt is really dedicated to that motif. Okay, because when you are essentially rising from the ashes, okay, or coming up from a real bad spot and you are rising again, okay, and you want to stay in flight, okay, okay, you're not going to be able to do it under so much tension, okay? Otherwise, you can't glide, okay? When you watch a bird fly, they're not full attention, okay? There's a degree of wave and relaxation, okay, and then gliding with the air, okay? This is one of the reasons why we don't tighten up. Okay, well, I don't want to say one of the reasons, okay, but it's dedicated to that reason, okay? And the type of strain that you will feel, okay, it's real similar and reminiscent to that of a fire, okay? Not a lactic acid type of pain, okay? It's going to be reminiscent of like an ember burning, okay? So here we go, right? The first one. The phoenix watches its feathers is the phoenix beak. Okay, it's not a crane beak where you're tightening up. Okay, and you're trying to hit acupuncture points. Okay, it's different. Okay, the phoenix beak, not tightening up. Okay, a lot of my students get this wrong, especially when they start washing the feathers, is they turn it into a mantis claw. Okay, because they can't take the strain. No tension. Okay, all the fingers come to a single point. No tension in the body. No tension in the fingers, no tension in the hand. Okay, this is where the we start to separate to see who's who in this. Right, so you're still in that same stance. The first one, okay, is forward. Okay, 90 degrees. I'm doing this. Palms come forward. This isn't a tricep coming forward, not from the tricep. Okay, it's real dainty. like you're picking a flower, huh, right? That's what you got to do. So right here, bringing the palm forward first. See here, I don't make the phoenix beak. It's like you're grabbing like a flower tip and then you're pulling it out. Right? So if I want to do this with one hand, okay, so you can see it better. This is 90 degrees. Gonna, gonna bring it and bring it forward. Okay, once it's fully extended, then you make the beak. So it's like okay, not okay, it's coordinated. It should follow speed of the extension. Then you bring it back. Okay, right here. Then you make it, and then here you make it, and then you pull it back to 90 degrees. Relax the shoulders and the neck. Okay, again, if you want a step by step breakdown how to sequentially relax parts of your body, especially when you start doing the movements, that's by the premium version. Okay, right now I'm just showing you the movement. No tension in the shoulders, in the neck. Keep that back straight. Okay, so show you the forward. You won't be able to see it as much as the forward, but yeah, there we go. Like so. Okay, so when I start to pull back, I still don't have any tension. Looks like you're pulling the string. Right? See here, this is where a lot of people get tripped up and they want to tighten it. Because you'll feel that strain right here. But you gotta let it go, pull it in. Right? Okay, try that out. Phoenix brushes and spells. Okay. Now we're gonna go out to the side. Right here. It's the same type of principle. Doing it this way. Again, no tightening, okay, especially the neck and the shoulders. Okay. Again, if you want a detailed process, how to sequentially relax the body as you do this while holding and feeling the strain, have to purchase the premium version. Okay. So right here, here, and then you here. Okay. Again, try not to rise. You have to stay in that stance. Okay. Not in a low one. Okay. From right here, you just sink your leg. It's right here. It should almost be like a buoyance. Okay. Same thing when you're holding your arms here. Okay. Now I'm not so like I am straight on like perpendicular with my torso, but it's like I move like a half, move like an inch. Because if I were to keep it all the way out, okay, this right here is tension, especially in the clavicle area. So if I bring it forward just a little bit, it sinks. There's that buoyancy. Okay. So when you're doing this, try not to go like you're flat up against the back of the wall. Okay. Bring it a little bit forward. Okay. Then coming out to the side, bringing it in. Get it. No tension in the fingertips. All right. Let's get to the next one. Okay. 'Cause this one's the hardest of all from the top. You can see right here. Now, I would say if this is 90, bring that 90-degree angle up to where I would say not to where all the way back. Okay. Bring it a little bit forward. There should be a buoyance. You would feel it. Okay. So I'm still in the same stance. So I'm bringing it forward. Then I bring it back. Now, what happens is people will like to bring their torso forward to match the movement of the arm. Okay, this is where the discipline comes in. You gotta stay straight in your stance. This is gonna get tough, okay, but it's the same principle. Okay, you gotta keep this the bicep and the shoulder still in that sack. Okay, not right here, right here. So you should be able to just bring your arm forward like this. Okay, and not have to strain your shoulder. Right? So right here, not right here, right here. See this little space, okay? And from the palm, it's the same thing on this one. It's the same thing on this one. From the palm, not from the tricep or the forearm or the elbow joint. From the palm first. There's a reason behind that. You'll figure that out once you purchase the hose, which comes with the premium version, by the way. I don't think did I say that? I think I said that. Okay. Buy it separate too. Okay. So right here, again, where it gets tough right here when you have to bring it back. What people do is they tighten the fingertips and the shoulders and the neck when they pull it back. You gotta breathe that out, man. Go right here, bring it back, stay in that stance. Okay. All right. Dun, 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 drum roll, please. Round. You have now reached the final movement of the yin iron shirt. Okay. So, and this one is, I like to call this movement smooth sailing. Okay, because after those last previous three, okay, this one's gonna feel like, oh my god, I finished. Okay, it's almost like that last stretch. You're going through like a marathon or something. You see the finish line. It's what it really, literally will feel like. Okay, so right here, all I'm doing is I'm starting from the 90-degree angle. Okay, just like in the first version of the Phoenix Watches and Feathers. All I'm doing right here, and now I turn palms facing down. Right here, turn. And then not from the tricep, not from the elbow joint, okay? Palms. Push down. And as I push down, my fingertip, my hands form like a wing. Okay, so if I'm pushing down, you're right here. Okay? See this little divot, this crease, this angle, okay, on the outside of my wrist, okay, and it's from the fingertips. The finger, you do from the palm, the fingertips will naturally go into this angle. I'm right here, coming, pushing down, okay, naturally going to this divot right here, like so, okay, so pushing down, okay, now after I finish this, okay, now I'm gonna make the crane, or the crane, the phoenix speak, string it up here, and I make the bring it up to 90 degrees. Okay. So again, I'm starting from the 90s. And I from the palms. Right when it goes past my hip, I make the wings. As the wings come back, When my hands go to center, I make the beaks come back up. Here, palm, see there's space in that of my body. Okay? Good. And after you do that, you just push down, breathe out, and you breathe in. Right hand on top of the left, right at the belly button. Okay? Each of those Phoenix washes the feathers you can do about 10 times. Again, you want a set amount of reps and sets, how to really transform after the premium version. Okay? We're just going over the basic movements. Well, we're going over the form in general. Okay? We're just going over the basic function and mechanism of the movement. Okay? All right. Congratulations. Clap it up for yourself. Okay?